happy hearts have harmony.
Spiritual and not religious drew us to scichic.com and its dating section linked in the footer.
It's a new launch, and we want you to register in hopes that you find a lover, partner, and a friend beyond a traditional introduction, breaking the use of cultural perception.
Tell your friends now.
Woo-ha! 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 I learned a new term. Woo-ha! Which is, I guess, another term for bullshit. Woo-ha!
I've heard a hoo-ha. I'm going to hit you in the hoo-ha, but...
Really? What's hoo-ha?
You're, you know what?
You're hiney?
Yep.
Ooh. Or you're fanny.
Fanny. I love
Fanny
that.
here in America is behind. Fanny overseas in the front. Did
Really?
you know that? Mm-hmm.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Yeah. British English is different than American English.
Well, remember what they say, and I am gay, so I can say this, but in England, a fag is a cigarette, and
yes,
U.S. That's why I was like, how in the hell did that ever get over here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, too bad I can't smoke you.
Oh, hello, sailor.
So this is Robin Zodiac. I'm here every Friday night between 7 and 8 o'clock, and this is your show. So pick up the phone, call in 323-524-2599.
Yes.
Yeah, so pick up the phone, call in. All I need to know is your name and where you're calling in from. And you can either, well, I'd like to have you ask questions. It's a lot easier on me to get the channel open and the ball rolling. But let's stick to one sample reading. Usually I've been off for a few weeks, so it's kind of like catch up and, getting back on the track. And sometimes the show is packed full of calls, and then, we have to stick to one answer. And then sometimes Tony Sweet interviews me, which...
That's right.
Yeah.
Where do babies come from?
My daughter, when she went to preschool, I taught her about sex almost at birth because I didn't want any perv saying, "Don't tell your mom and dad."
Right.
Thank God she's never had that happen to her. But anyway, so I guess at preschool, I don't know how it came up, but the daycare teacher, when I went to pick her up, said, my little 2-year-old said, she raised her hand and she says, "I know where babies come from." And the preschool daycare lady said, "Where?" She says, "I came from a period."
Oh, God. Not a question mark, but a period.
Yeah. And, of course, she's a toddler and she knows what everybody's gender and parts are. Like I said, it was not, like I said, it's better. My mother-in-law and I actually had this discussion when she was born, that it's better to teach her when she's young. So once again, nobody can say it's a secret. Don't tell your parents. And also, I know it's just that whole hormone thing. Once the hormones kick in and stuff, it's like you already know from birth. It's not like you're gonna go all hog wild. Plus, she's very modest. She is a teenager, and yes, she does have raging hormones, but she's a very modest girl. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that she was not trained, but educated
right,
at birth. Of course, we didn't train our daughter about sex.
Here.
That's for sure.
Come on.
But it was so funny because my husband and I were in bed one morning and she comes waddling in her diapers. Of course, she's like tiny little thing. And she says, "Daddy, are you sleeping with a penis?"
Are you sleeping with a penis?
Yes. Like it's
every morning.
Of course, there's no weirdness in our house. I guarantee you that. But
I'm sure it was cute.
it is very cute. It was very funny, actually. Very funny.
I love that. I love kids when they just. That's why that one. What's that? What kids say the darndest thing? That TV show.
Yeah.
Because they do. It's like, you're fat. You're like, what? Well, sorry.
Oh, I know. Well, that's another thing too, because I used to shop at this store where the lady that owned the shop, I mean, her kids ran it, and she used to sit in the front like the bodyguard or whatever,
Right.
make sure the thieves don't. And she couldn't do anything if they stole anyway, but she used to sit there, and she loved my daughter, so she used to always hold my daughter, so I could shop and try things on or whatever. And so when she was old enough, my daughter realized that she couldn't speak English, right?
The
woman at the door,
okay.
you know, that
I thought you meant her daughter that didn't realize she couldn't.
No, my daughter.
Like, I can't speak English.
Yeah, and then my daughter one day, she's like, knew this lady for years as she grew up, right? And then my daughter one day says, "You're stupid," because she couldn't speak English.
Oh my God!
Thank God the
woman couldn't speak English.
Couldn't speak English. She didn't know what that meant.
They're like, "Oh, nice, sweet."
You're stupid.
That's cute.
It's very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like, thank God she couldn't understand.
Exactly. No, my daughter was definitely a handful. I mean, we used to go to restaurants, and I would be chasing her around and around and around. And like I said, you know, we taught her, you know, I educated her, of course, I didn't train her. I educated her that her vagina is called a punani.
Punani.
Yes.
Is that a Hawaiian term?
It's a Hawaiian term. It's actually, somebody
Not a
said
tsunami, but a punani.
punani. Well, actually, they use that in jail, is what I've been told. That's a ghetto term. I'm like, ugh. I said, whatever. So she was about 4 or 5, and of course I had to run around the restaurant and up the stairs,
Punani.
chase after my little toddler. And there was like this whole table of, you know, older people. You know, we were in a nice restaurant, and everybody was. It must have been a party or something. You know, very shishi restaurant. And she's like, "My punani itches," and everybody's like, "What's a punani?" I guess they've never been to jail.
That's good to know. Yeah. That's hilarious.
I know. I was like,
unless
"Whoops."
one is like, "Oh, that's a vagina."
Well, I just politely, and they were like, "Oh, she's so cute. She's so cute." She was. Oh
I'm
my
sure
gosh,
she's a
she was
cutie.
amazing. Yeah, a lot of people said, you know what, with energy like that, she's going to be intelligent. And boy, is she intelligent. She's
How old is she now?
16.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, her
16.
boyfriend is very famous. Actually, he's touring with Goldie.
Goldie Hawn?
No, Ella Golding or something. What's her name? Ella Golding and Smoke
Ella?
Chainers or Chain Smokers.
Oh, Ellie Golding.
Ellie Golding. Yeah, he's performing with her and Chain Smokers. I said Smoke Chainers.
Smoke Chainer.
Whatever.
I'm in
And
that
then she
group.
says-
It's called Smoke Chainers.
Yeah, she's like, "Do you like that song Selfie or Take a Selfie or something?" I said, "Oh, you're gonna take a selfie? Yeah, I'll send it over." She goes, "No, that's the name of the song." I said, "Oh, I wasn't raised around music. I can't. I had a hard enough time learning classical rock, and now classical rock is not the thing."
It's not even close to what classical rock is.
Yeah, but she argues with me. She's like, "Yes, it's still the
So
thing."
he's a singer, or is he
He's a
player?
singer. He's a pop star. He's in high school.
Wow.
And he's homeschooled so
From
he
South
can
Africa,
tour.
huh?
Yes, he's originally German. He's
Deutschland.
Yes, he looks like Justin Bieber.
Ooh.
Very nice kid.
Wow.
Nice kid.
Does he have an older brother?
Actually, I think he does. Yeah, I think so.
I'd probably
Yeah.
get the one that weighs like 400 pounds. Yeah, here's my brother.
And another thing too is that from my daughter, you know, my daughter's hip on, you know, what's going on and what's coming up and what's the newest thing, and she argues with me because she says things and then I bring it up and she goes, "I never said that," but she's like, you know, my generation all seem to be bisexual. And I'm
Really?
like, yeah. And I said, well, actually, we all experiment when we're kids, and those that don't talk about it are usually lying about it. You know, it's very normal as children until we hit puberty to, you know, experiment. So, you know, maybe it's just that they've had those experiences, and now they're talking about it. It's like our generation talked about, what did we talk about? Oh, child abuse.
Right.
Right? I mean, we probably all thought it was just common that everybody was being smacked around in their houses,
My daddy
right?
beats me. How about
Yeah.
you? Yeah, my daddy beats me too.
Yeah. But I have to give Oprah credit for that. I think, she had sexual abuse.
She had sexual abuse from, I think, was it an uncle, I believe?
I always thought it was Martin Luther King, personally.
Oh, really?
Did you know that she had a child when she was
Yeah,
14?
she did. I knew and they took it away.
Yeah, but then
Did it
there was a
died?
woman. Well, then there was a woman that came on her show named Pat. It was like one of the last shows that she had.
Mm-hmm.
And she said it was her mother's daughter. But as a psychic, I always thought that was
Her daughter?
possibly her daughter.
Did they
But
ever
of course-
find out Oprah's daughter? I thought, didn't the daughter come forward or something like that?
Well, they say that her name's Pat.
Mm-hmm.
And Oprah did a show talking to her mom, trying to get her mom to talk about how Pat was her mom's daughter, meaning that it would have been Oprah's sister. But the mother
It said
didn't
that she
do a
died.
very good interview.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. Well, see you once again. I don't know. I mean,
Well, it's shown it died at like birth, pretty much.
yeah, she was
baby.
like 14 or something when it happened.
Yeah, born in 1968, and and it died in 1968.
Huh. Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
Maybe we should find out how old Pat is.
Right?
Right?
1968.
I don't know.
It's a year before or older than me.
I don't know. Well, that kind of messes up the Social Security system.
I know, right?
But I do. You know, it's wild because when I did America's Psychic Challenge, they asked me the 3 people that I most admired, and of course, I picked out the billionaires.
You're like, hello.
Oprah was one of them. So, but I'm entitled to change my mind, so I won't mention the other 2.
Okay.
'Cause I don't feel the same way now.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so we've got some calls.
We got some calls coming in right here on the Robin Zodiac Show.
Thank you.
All right, first call. I think it's Margie, but let's see.
Oh, good.
All right,
Margie,
go for it.
Margie. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, good,
Hi.
good. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Well,
It's been an interesting ride the past couple of weeks. So,
oh, really?
yeah, my friend was scheduled for his elective surgery, and then he fell down the stairs 2-3 days before.
Oh, my
And,
goodness.
He's got surgery, so you know, if you can pick up what's going to happen, you know, between us and whatever this is, we're
Yeah. Well, we talked
doing
about
or
it.
not.
Yeah, I talked about it before a few months ago, and I said that he's probably going to have it in 6 months. I said, I hope it's 6 weeks, but it's possible now that it might have to be put off for a bit longer. You know, with the holidays coming up and things like that, it could be another, once again, 6 weeks, but I think it's going to take him about 5 or 6 weeks. As we get older, it does take longer to heal, you know, but it's possible once again. It could be once again in the new year. But, yeah, I do get that, he's been feeling very emotional about it. Yeah, it's wild how, this took place. But, once again, everything has a reason. I do feel like he is holding back his true thoughts and feelings of love for you. But I do see you strengthening communication. Excuse me. So did you communicate this week? Has there been any instant messaging?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh, good.
Yeah, a little bit today and the other day, and
Good.
I'm probably going to head over there this weekend to try to help him out.
Great.
So we'll see.
Great.
See how he is. So it's kind of touch and go. So it's been it's sporadic because I think we're both mad at each other, and then now it's sort of
Yeah.
So I hope
Mm-hmm.
this will be back on track, but it's been a big setback. So
Right. Well, he knows that you have good reason to give him a talking to. So now, how are you going to do that when he's injured, So,
no.
Yeah. Also, Margie, I see a trip coming up. So is he still going to be performing? And are you still going to go to New York and see him? Because it says that there's a trip coming up for you. Are you still planning a trip? Are you going anywhere?
Yeah, potentially next.
Okay,
next
good.
month, potentially for New York, but right now, kind of
Up in the air. Yeah. Also, are you doing like rearranging in your home? Are you making space or cleaning out cupboards or doing like spring cleaning in the fall? I mean, anything like that happening? Because it says that you have peace of mind in your home, but I see a lot of movement. So are you redecorating?
Yeah.
New bedspreads?
No, not
nothing.
redecorating. I'd like to redecorate with a hand grenade, but I'm throwing out stuff and just trying to sort through stuff and.
Good.
That getting rid of junk and.
Yeah. No, I did that at the beginning of the year, and I was just like so baffled because I've lived in other countries where, people are not like Americans, so giving all this stuff away, I'm like, oh my gosh, all this money. What was I thinking, So, yeah. But, no, it's good. It says that you have peace of mind. It says that you and your man are going to be very happy. It does say that, he thinks about you all the time. I get marriage. I know that might be early to predict, but I still feel like both of you are going to live a long, happy life together. So, and we had talked privately about he is fearful. I mean, anytime you go under a knife, it's scary, it's frightening, but it does feel like this has been a bit of a setback, but everything has a reason. So I actually feel like it's possible that he'll be in better shape, for the surgery. So that's a good thing. So yeah,
I hope so.
It looks good.
It was just sort of a high risk for a lot of things. So, I mean, that's kind of the situation. So.
Yeah, but you sound great. Yeah, at least you sound like you're a little bit at peace. I mean, as long as he's opening the door to communication. I mean, of course, we all want the cuddles and the loving and the things like that. But, once again, that will come. But, one of his legs is injured. So, yeah, but it does feel like you're going to have a good weekend. And I know that you really do want to talk to him. But, once again, that, like you said, you were mad at each other. That's diminished. So it's going to be easier for you two to have a talk. And, I've always said, use a sense of humor. Try to, make it light. But if you use a sense of humor, it's still serious. But it kind of diminishes the fear of anybody being able to be open. No matter what, they know that they're going to get, a humor in return, and then instead of a meltdown. You might have that meltdown later, but like I always say, fake it till you make it home and cry on your pillow, but I definitely feel like, it does look like there's peace of mind. I do see, you guys fooling around, but so it says that there's happiness this weekend, so I can't wait to hear back. This is good news. This is good news. All right. Thanks, Margie. Appreciate the call. Thank you. All righty, hon. All right. We have another caller. Hi, you're on the air with Robin Zodiac.
Hi, how are you this evening?
Good. Who's this?
Belle, and I'm calling from Chicago. And I have a birthday coming up, and I'm just wondering what you can tell me about my birthday coming up.
Okay, well, I have to tell you, the beginning of the year is quite challenging for Libras. I actually have two friends who have birthdays this week, so I had a friend's birthday yesterday, and I had three friends on the 3rd. So I do have quite a bit of Libras around me, but and the first thing I do pick up is that you really are a true Libra, constantly balancing things out. I do see good health. I do see, once again, a home as your foundation. So have you recently moved or bought a home? Or are you thinking about buying another place? I mean, I do see luxuries in home around you. So any changes with home? Or maybe not yet?
Not yet.
Okay, because I get...
Not yet.
Yeah.
But hopefully.
This birthday year, it does feel like yes, and I mentioned possibly two homes, so maybe it's maybe it's a duplex, or it could be a second home coming, or it could be a man coming with a home, with 2 homes, but I definitely see a new home. Yeah. Also, and did you say your name was Darla? It kind of clicked out when you called in.
No.
Yeah?
It's Michelle.
Michelle. Oh, all right. All right. Okay. Yeah, we've spoken before. Yeah, it definitely says that also your psychic ability is getting a lot stronger. So have you noticed that? Like you'll be thinking something and then somebody will bring it up in conversation, or you'll have a question and then it'll be answered by the universe, or you'll be thinking and then it'll come on the radio what you were thinking. Anything like that happening? Because it does say that your psychic ability is strengthening.
Yes, this whole past week, everything has been kind of like very rapidly speeding up.
Good. That's good.
It's been interesting, yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Very exciting.
Yeah. It must make you feel really good. I mean, it's good that you can embrace it and that, and understand it. And yeah, it says that it's going to just develop and get stronger and stronger. I also feel like you're going to be channeling either music or artwork. Do you have a creative side to you, Michelle? Because I see it coming up in your environment. So are you?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of... talents, and those could just be a couple of them, I think. So.
Yeah, I definitely see you being very happy. And, once again, I always say, once you enjoy your creative headspace, it's really the only thing that pulls people out of addiction, that niacin. And also, loneliness, it's wonderful. We all have our moments. But when you really enjoy your creative time, that's when you're more selective about people that can distract you from your projects. Getting excited to, finish your work, or, revisit it, or have the idea during the day that you got to get to your project. It definitely, once again brings in the right people, because you're enjoying yourself, you're feeling the confidence within, and so therefore you draw in people at your level, and then you're like, do I really want to spend time with him, or do I really want to spend time with my project? But I do feel like, good things ahead this year. I do feel that there is somebody that is going to desire you, be crazy about you. It looks like there's a soulmate connection. I don't really want to say it's somebody from the past, but it could be somebody from the past that you were not affiliated with, meaning it's not a past lover, it's not an ex, but it could be that your paths had crossed before, or, that they're, once again, your psychic intuition could be drawing in somebody that, you were at that event that year and he was too. There's going to be some parallels and some similarities to recognize in each other. And with him, it's going to be like a bell goes off, like, oh my gosh, this is my soulmate. Because men follow the signs. They're external, they're visual. So when, the more common we have with a man, the more they believe, this is my perfect woman. So yours is going to be natural. It's going to naturally be more than coincidence. Everything has a reason. It does feel like you're bringing in a soulmate. And also a soulmate can be like somebody that you meet, like you feel you've known your whole life, or, that comfort, that safety, so I'm sure if you've called in before, so, I'm a big believer in rebirth. And so I do believe that, our energy still goes on. So it could be somebody from, a past experience, a past existence experience. But I felt like there was some major karmic ties from events and things like that. So I'm curious to find out about that. And knowing that you're a Libra, I feel like this could be a Leo, or he could appear to be a Leo. Why are you laughing? Do you know somebody like this, or? Because
it's. I think it's a Leo. Yeah, I think you're dead on with the Leo thing.
Okay, good. Good. So, yeah, it does feel like that this is going to start to materialize this year. And like I said, I saw luxuries. I saw a new home. I do feel like, once again, artistic, you're going to investigate some artistic endeavor that is really going to reinforce your confidence and also, your psychic ability. So, I'm a big believer, just putting it out there, maybe, reading for your friends. I mean, sometimes it just comes and, you're like, oh, I have to tell you something. This is what I'm getting. And, once again, so once you use
that's been happening a lot lately with my friends. Like there's sometimes a message will just come to me and I just have to call and tell them something. And I'm like, I just feel like it's not like I feel like I have to tell you this. And
right.
There's just something that you need to know. Right.
Perfect.
So,
Perfect.
And what did you said something about January is going to be difficult, or?
No, I got 5 months in January. I did see a home. I don't recall saying anything difficult. No,
okay. I thought you said that at the beginning. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. No, your soundbite went in and out, so mine could have too. But no, I don't see anything difficult. I do see this as being a really good year, a really, really good year. I see you being really happy, and
Cool.
Once again, it's like if you're given a psychic ability, like I always say, keep using that muscle in your brain and strengthening it because, once again, it's not only a gift to others, but it's a gift of protection for you if you're always following your instincts and listening to that still small voice is what the Mormons call. So, just have faith and belief. It's going to get stronger and stronger.
Just wondering about job situation because I am really kind of looking to move forward.
Okay. It does say that there's a move coming up. I definitely see money around you. I know you said that you've been thinking about home, so I do see, you being really happy with a good paying job where there's money. I do see you signing contracts. I do see you strengthening your income. I am picking up the end of October, beginning of November, Scorpio sun sign period, that there's a possibility that you're going to either travel to interview for work or it could be a Skype interview from a company that might be at a distance. But it's also something that's coming up that for some reason I get a connection that just happened in September. So did you reach out? Did you throw any lines out for work last month?
Oh, yeah, I've been, yes, absolutely.
Okay, good. So something's going to be coming up in the next 4 weeks that was from September. And like I said, it's a big company. I want to say government, but I'm hesitant to say government. So it could just be representation that, it's as big as, it's well funded, it's big franchise or a big company, so if it's government, you'll have to get back with me. But I was kind of hesitant, even though I saw it. I was like, I don't get you as a government person.
No, I work with the government now, so with the city. So that's funny that you say that. So that's good.
I don't get that for your next job. Yeah, that's really good. All right, Michelle, I really appreciate you calling. This is good.
Thank you so much for your time.
Happy birthday. My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you so much again for participating.
Have a great night.
I will. You too. All right. Have a good week.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So, Tony, we have more calls. Yay! Okay. You're on the phone with Robin Zodiac. Hello.
Hi, Robin. This is Daryl.
Hi.
Hello, Robin.
Hi, Daryl. Yeah, my Daryl from Florida.
Yes, how are you?
Good. You sound good, Daryl.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Yeah. So, once again, I know.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. You sound great. When we first started talking, you just moved. We've talked about your son, Casey, and your granddaughter. We talked about you, I guess, going back to school or taking some classes. Did you finally enroll in that? Or it's still, I get 2 weeks, 2 months? Okay.
I'm still looking.
Okay. Yeah, because I am getting that there is going to be an opportunity opportunity where you're going to be really happy. I also see that you are going to actually take some classes. I don't really feel it's online. I actually feel like you going to the school in a classroom setting. So it could be both work and also, once again, taking a class to better yourself or just to stay busy, which is good. I do see happiness coming up in your environment. And, once again, Casey says that he knows your heart. He's with you all the time. And he says, hello, Mom. And he's really happy that you're taking good care of yourself. And he always tells me that there's a man coming for you. So get ready. And he says that you worry about that, but he says that there's enough room in your heart for him and this new man. He's kind of making it a bit of a joke about that. So yes, it does say that also money is coming up. So maybe it's a good idea to buy a lottery ticket. My grandmother won a couple times through her lifetime, and she always played the same numbers, and she hit twice. She only played $1 every Wednesday or weekend. Yeah, so she hit twice. Right. So for some reason, it seems to be unexpected money. So I feel it could be, a streak of luck or, once again, if you go to any casinos or whatever, always work on a budget, but it does feel like there's a strike of luck coming through with money, which is good. And also, Daryl, I know we talked about your granddaughter. We also talked about your grandson, too, right? He's the one that's working out, bodybuilder. Yeah. Right. Yeah. It does say that there's an opportunity coming up where he's going to be awarded, he's going to gain awards or scholarship or something like that. So is he working on a project or is he involved in something that he is?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, he goes to a magnet school and he's taking engineering.
Fabulous.
And he's always developing new things.
Amazing.
Yeah, he's a very smart boy.
Very smart. Very smart. Well, I actually feel like he's going to be traveling through school, of course. And it does feel like it's an award or it's something that is going to be gifted to him. So he could be acknowledged or once again invited to participate in, a national event or competition or TV show or something is coming up for him. Yeah, definitely feel like that'll be very exciting. Yeah, just more grandma pride coming your way, which is great. Yeah.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it looks good.
Really
it looks good.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, so, and also,
I'm concerned.
Yeah, go ahead. It does say something is bothering.
I'm concerned about what my oldest son, that Casey was very, very close to, problems. And I was just wondering if anything's coming through about my oldest son.
Okay. Christopher. Well, it does say that you're worried once again about his health, but I see success. I mean, I feel like he's putting an exam off or something like that, and that could be bothering you, but he'll get to it. Also, I mean, for some reason, I don't know if it's Christopher. It could be a friend of Christopher, but is there a fireman around him? Does he have a friend that's a fireman or something? Is there some sort of connection with a fireman? Does he have a male friend? Do you know his friends? I'm sure you do, right? You do know his friends, right?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
But you don't know
right.
a fireman.
Oh, yes, actually, his brother-in-law, yes.
Oh, his brother-in-law's a fireman. Yeah, it does feel like there's some changes in that environment that, like you said, it looks like he's really close to him. And, once again, it does appear that there could be a move or a transition where they're not going to be as close. And once again, it's probably triggering a lot of feelings of fear and, also losing Casey, his brother. It's probably hitting him really hard, because that's kind of been his crutch. And I don't even think that his friend or his brother-in-law has been his crutch, but it does feel like that could be one of the reasons that you're picking up as a mom that he's just not right because he's gone through some disappointment. And once again, it could just be rumored that this fireman might be making a move or moving out of town or something's changing with his life where your son, Christopher, just might be, undecided on what the actual event is, but he's kind of worried, like, am I going to suffer the same abandonment feelings that I did when Casey passed? So I feel like that's what he's going through, but nothing serious. I mean, I know, it's very fragile for a mom to especially lose a child, even though he was an adult man. It's still very, it's something that it's a hole in your heart. And I'm sorry to tell you that I don't think a parent can ever get over such a thing, but I do feel like, but he pops up and he calls you mom, and he definitely is always saying that you're going to be happy. You are going to be happy. You are going to, it's always life is before Casey, and now life is Casey in spirit. So your life has definitely changed a lot. Yeah. But, but he's with you in spirit. Mm-hmm.
He's always there.
Always there. Yeah. So, is that Casey dialing? Who's dialing on that phone? Is it? Well, it's.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know, Mr. Sweet. Oh, I think it's Casey. I think Casey's playing with the phone right now. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, that's what I get. It's either Casey or the NSA. But yeah, I definitely feel it's his way of chiming in. That's what I get. So
Wow.
Yeah, he started dialing when you said he's with me all the time, and he was like dialing. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I'm right here. Yeah.
Wonderful. Oh, that makes me happy.
Yes, you sound wonderful. You do sound wonderful, Daryl. Thank you so much for joining the show. I really appreciate the call in.
Thank you. I enjoy listening to everything you say, and I appreciate you. Make me feel so happy.
Oh, good.
And I just want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
I'll speak to you again soon.
All right. Looking forward to it.
So I have a question for you, Robin.
What, you make me happy too?
Yes, you make me happy. Beep, 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 beep. No, how do you read, if you get something negative, you're not just going to go, you're going to die. But how do you read and add positivity to it without?
I avoid it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, there are some psychics that don't.
Well, we're trained. I've been doing this since back in the 900 numbers. Do you remember?
Oh, I thought you did 900s.
And everything?
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I was so good at it that they would like just forward calls in the middle of the night. I'm like, what the hell? And
you're like, hello.
I know. Oh my gosh. That's when I was making like pennies. But I was like, it was back in, the 80s. It was, well, actually, I think it was the early 90s. It was the best money I'd ever made.
Really?
But I'm not in it for the money, and even Oprah says this, and it's so true. You do your passion and the money will follow.
That's true.
So, and
I'm still waiting. I'm just kidding.
Well, I've offered.
Oh.
But, I mean, what was the question?
No, I got if you're getting
imaginary.
Well, because a lot of people, don't call psychics because they're scared of what they're going to hear, meaning negativity. So how do you, if you get something negative or something that we on human form would consider negative, like you're going to die or something or something.
Well, we
or
all
something.
die.
But you know what I mean. But how do you make it to put it in a positive way without scaring them?
Without scaring them.
Yeah.
I'm pretty ginger about it. I mean, I tiptoe around it. But yeah, I do. I mean, I also say that, I'm getting a warning. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Or this
my
guy
technique
is not
of
good
reading,
for you type of thing.
Oh, yeah. I've been brutally honest. But, women actually appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
They really do. They
like
really
this guy's
do.
not for you or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. And once again, I do get ratings. I mean, I've got over 30,000 ratings. Most of them are 5-star, I have to admit. But every once in a while, I get people not really happy with what I told them. But they always say I'm a nice person. She was really nice. But I didn't like what she had to say. Or, she was totally wrong because I didn't get that. She's against all the other psychics. So a lot of times that happens where, I see something that other psychics don't see. And I never say, oh, well, I always say, consider the source.
Right.
But yeah, exactly. Especially if they've never been married and don't have any kids and they're sitting on the phone like, you're never going to get married. Or he's leaving you. But This week, I have to tell you that one of my regulars called me all the time. I had been through so many breakups with her drama king boyfriend. Oh my gosh! And she called all these psychics. Said, "Oh, he's not good for you. You got to move on. You got to meet somebody else." Blah 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 blah. And then I was the only one that said, "He's coming back. He's calling. He's coming back." So this week she called me, and I've been talking to her for about 4 years, and she's been calling psychics for decades. And she called me, and she says, "You know what?
He's coming back."
They went from nothing. Okay, I'm married.
Oh,
you're the only one that said it.
Wow.
So, and now I have like raving reviews, and my phone's ringing off the hook, and
that's great.
But it's a motivator. Even the negative ratings is a motivator to kick me into action. And like, okay, I'm gonna be the best now, And then I have my fans that like, oh my gosh, I got a 1-star rating. I gotta call and give her a good positive reading because I disagree with this rating, but they don't disagree though. A nice person. It's amazing. I get bogus ratings, but she was really nice lady.
Well, with psyche, when you read somebody though, it doesn't always mean what you're predicting today because we're free will.
Exactly.
Because that's what I never understood for a long time. I'm like, well, if it's free will, how do you predict something that? But like you said, at that particular moment.
Yeah. No, I've been reading actually recently. I've been reading on what's going on right now, and then it could go this way, it could go that way, but most of the time I pretty much am on, I'm very, very good with timing. That's why a lot of people call me. Yeah, my timing has been off. I mean, sometimes I say days and it's weeks. Sometimes I say weeks and it's months. Sometimes I say months and it's days. So, but I usually get the number right on.
So if you see like a 2, it could be 2 months, 2 years, whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I never, like I said, it just, I think a lot of people hold back from psychic because they're scared of it. And I don't, and I, in fact, we're also on Periscope right now. And
we are?
Yeah. And
right
I just,
now?
yeah. Yeah, it's strange. But what was funny because somebody was like fraud, and it wasn't just
really?
Because this is a lot of psychics that we have on the network. And somebody always says fraud, but if you think about a psychic is a prophet, which has been in the Bible for millennial. So
well, yeah, my ex-boss, who's now one of my best friends. When I read for her the first time, I don't believe in that stuff.
Right. Or it's evil.
That's evil. Yeah. Yeah, so, and then I read for her, and then she was like, oh my gosh, you have a gift. It says in the Bible that people are born with gifts, so there are soothsayers, but I don't ask for your car note and your house title, and I get paid by the minute. By my time gets paid for, whether I'm spot on or not. But yeah, people can change the readings. There's a lot of people that are addicted to psychics that think that the psychic is gospel truth, and then they risk their relationships by doing things like blocking their boyfriends on Facebook. That's like a deal breaker. And then they have to wait months, possibly even years, to get the communication going again, depending on how long they've been together. But yeah, blocking somebody on Facebook is like the ultimate insult these days.
Right? You're like, he blocked me. Yeah,
it's horrible. It'll wreck your day.
Well, it does make
Facebook, but I mean, I have a company Facebook
page,
but I don't have Facebook. I can't deal with it as a psychic. That's a fraud to me. Like when people parading around that their lives are the best and they're wonderful. I mean, I just get off of it so apathetic. Like, I don't care about anything anymore. I just have to disconnect. I love Twitter, though.
I like Twitter and Instagram. I'm starting to get an Instagram. I never was Instagram until just recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because that's where a lot of the younger people move to Instagram.
Yeah. My daughter's really hot on that, but... No, I don't do Instagram. It's on my list of things to do. Like, do more pictures on Instagram. I tell myself what to do every day. Yeah. But I have this big sign. No shopping. No shopping. Stop shopping.
Is that your addiction?
Yeah.
Like to shop.
It's terrible. Well, I'm a girl. I'm an American.
I hate to shop. I'm like my father. Like my sister, my mom, and they can go and go to at a department store and look at every single thing on the rack, and I'm like, oh my God. And my dad's the same way. We're just like, Jesus.
Yeah, but girls have way better clothes, Tony.
Well, they do.
We do.
They do. Yeah, you guys do. Yeah, which is, yeah.
And image is everything.
It is. But no, I was going to say I had a reading from a psychic once, and this is when I knew that she was not, because I feel psychics are to empower you, to build you up.
Exactly.
And this
fill you up.
Yes.
Fill you up, yes.
And this particular psychic, this is for the people out there that, like I said, Robin, a lot of people here on our network are very empowering. I've never heard anybody degrade anybody, but other than just giving positive feedback. But this one said, I remember getting, she didn't predict the interview, but I got an interview actually for a TV host with Disney.
Oh, wow.
I went to Disney. You know, I signed with an agent, and they sent me on this thing, and it was actually a really fun interview. It was for a TV host, and they end up going the wrong direction. And then when I told her about it later, she's like, "Oh, if you would have called me,
oh, of course,
I would have gotten you that job." And I went, "You don't have that much power. You don't have the power to change my future."
No,
I can change my future.
That's true. Well, yeah, but I've talked about this openly that I practice Wiccan.
That's cool.
Yeah, which is bending the forces of nature. So yeah, you can change your own destiny. Destiny we all have, because I look at it this way: you can change your fate, because fate is like the rivers running into the ocean, and the ocean is destiny, which basically is the death or the afterlife.
Fate and destiny are the same.
No, fate is you can change your fate.
Destiny you can't.
Destiny, we all are destined to die.
No, we're not. I'm gonna live forever, forever.
Unless you're a Homo sapien or whatever.
Well, you get part of it right. I'm just kidding.
Sapien. Yeah, they live for 2,000 years. They die too.
Well, I was gonna say they eventually.
Yeah,
they rot and smell just like the rest of it.
Yeah, exactly. How many lifetimes? Well, if we live to be 100, that's what, 20 lifetimes, and then they die.
Well, we've kind of done that just through reincarnation. Do you believe in reincarnation?
Totally. Well, it's a Wiccan belief. Yeah, it's rebirth is what it's called. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Because once again, energy cannot be eliminated. It can only transfer. So, yeah. And I do believe that we come through our genes, our DNA. And I've talked about this before I believe in photogenetics. I believe that, especially now, that's what everybody's like, oh, with the Maya calendar, what is your belief system with the Maya calendar? And I said, well, what it is everybody's going to be psychic after the Maya calendar. And also with using cameras and pictures and things like that. Which I do, because my intuition has gotten better. Yeah. When we come back in the next lifetime, we're going to have photogenetics, because those images are imprinted in our mind. When we capture time with a camera, we're going to come back more and more psychic. So, we're just going to evolve. And I had mentioned this before in a few shows. Just because we don't believe in evolution doesn't mean that we're not going to evolve.
Right.
It's just life.
Well, we have time for one more call. You want to take it?
Yes.
All right.
All righty. Hi, it's Robin Zodiac. Hello.
Hi, good evening.
Good.
Hi, good evening.
Hello. How can I help?
I am just calling in to find out about getting a reading.
Sure. Can I get your name and where you're calling from?
Ron from Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? I got a visual about Los Angeles, and I got like crown ceiling. Do you live in a really nice home, like kind of almost historical, in a sense that there's like little details around your home that are kind of old fashioned? Yeah, you're laughing.
You might say that, yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I definitely feel like your home is really nice, is what I see. I also feel, Ron, that you're very creative. I see a lot of success. I do see you working on your physique or your appearance to better yourself. I do feel like you're also extremely intuitive, very intuitive, actually. I do see comfort coming up when it comes to companionship. I see positive changes when it comes to new circles of friends. I do feel like love is on the way. I am getting that you're at a crossroads is with somebody right now. So are you kind of seeing someone, or you're not really sure where you are with this person, this close person? And it does feel like there's been back and forth with somebody, or maybe it's emotionally there's been some back and forth. Is there somebody right now that you're thinking about possibly letting go? Or because I see you at a crossroads, and I do see you embracing a new relationship in about 4 months. This is what I'm getting. So you don't have to answer, but that's what I'm getting. So yeah, do you have any questions, Ron? I know you said you want a psychic reading.
No, I'm just I guess in general I seem to have a lot of irons in the fire right now, many things I'm involved with. And
Right. Yeah, I saw you very creative. Are you a script writer? Do you write scripts?
I'm sorry. No.
No? Because that's what I got. What did you say you did?
What did you ask me if I liked which?
No, I was wondering if you wrote scripts or if you're a writer. Because I did get, when you said a lot of irons in the fire, I felt like there was a couple different stories swirling around in your head. So I was wondering if that's what you were doing, or if that's what you're working on, or is that something you think about?
Not exactly. Yeah, well, one of the things that it definitely entails a more creative thing. Yeah, so I was just curious, maybe something that would, that you might get a hit on that might help me to focus my direction a little more than having too many things going on at once. It's almost feeling like it's reaching, I can't do it all as much as I want to do.
Right. Well, yeah, I got 4. So are you talking about 4 different things that you've got irons in the fire, or is it 4 different opportunities?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once again, the thing I always do is I make a list of what I need to do before bed. Of course, I don't normally hit everything on the list, and when I do, I feel more accomplished, but I feel like you can handle these. It's just that your priorities of what would be best for you to work on does determine what day. And another thing too, I've said this before, to be really happy with life, you need to have discipline, routine, and you need to learn to live in the moment. And, possibly when you said I need some direction, I feel like you feel guilty about, neglecting one project and focusing on one and this and that. And, that's something that living in the moment will cure, meaning that you got to, especially with a creative mind, you can sit down, like I've written songs before, and sometimes they just keep coming and coming and coming, and then some months I'm dry. I sit down and I can't write anything. So, I think with a creative mind, you have to stop beating yourself up and realizing that everything has a reason, and discipline, even if you sit there and you write a 2-sentence poem, or, I feel like you have a gift of photography too. It just seems like you're, with a creative mind like that, it does take discipline. And like I said, routine, write what you need to do at what time, include your meals and things like that, because at the end of the day, even if it's the simplest check mark, it gives you confidence, and I do feel like you feel guilty, and that's probably why you're saying, I need direction. Well, stop worrying about the direction, and just the night before bed, just prioritize. Okay, well, this is what I need to work on tomorrow. And, the mind is so powerful. I know a lot of times, like, I'll need a solution. I'll be in a tight corner or, whatever, for whatever reason. And I go to sleep, and then I wake up the next morning and it's like, wow, I got the solution. So just ask your mind before bed, okay, this is my list. All right, tell me what I need to work on tomorrow. And then when you do, then, let go of the guilt. If you have 4 irons in the fire, then find strength in the fact that you have an incredible mind, and yeah, you can juggle it all. It's just, once again, every day the priorities are going to switch. You just have to keep discipline that, at least an hour a day that you work on one of the projects, or, 3 hours or 4 hours or whatever is needed for that day. And you'll feel a lot more accomplished by the end of the evening.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure, Ron. I appreciate the call.
I really appreciate your insight, Robin. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. It's nice meeting you. Okay.
Very
Take
much.
care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Mr. Sweet.
That was good.
Yeah.
Yes.
He sounded like an actor.
He
Didn't
did sound like an actor.
Yes. Yes.
I liked it.
Yes. 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 Well, I don't want to say goodbye.
I know.
I don't want to go back to my tears and my self-pity trip as a Pisces.
Turn those tears into fun cheers.
This is why I show up.
That's right.
I see you. And to see all of you. And once again, thank you so much for joining the show. Thank you for calling in and sharing your lives with me and allowing me to tap into your energy. And I will be back next week. I love you, Tony. Thank you. Okay, bye for now.
Adios, amigos.
Adios.
Bye.
Chic.com has worldwide users instant messaging, reading blogs, romance stories, posting pictures, getting recipes, playing games, buying, selling, psychic readings, reviewing, and much more. Interact at Chic.com.
Psychic Robin Zodiac has talent of ESP abilities to predict your future in accurate detail. Robin Zodiac has authored many advice books, and you can interact at Psy-Chic.com. Clients call Robin at 877-924-4783 for a $3 a minute reading.